Hey, what's up, guys? It's Russo and Jordy with Backdoor Fantasy Sports, and this is our Underdog First Look show. Well, we kind of just do one show for Underdog because we give you 5 picks, but we like to get it out the night before if we can. Sometimes we're unable to, but tonight we're able to, so we're stoked because we're really pumped for this slate. We're going to be talking about the slate for the NBA on Friday, March 8th. We have 8 games. We have a couple of primetime games that we're pretty excited about. We've got the Timberwolves versus the Cavaliers. That should be a banger. And we've got the Bucks and the Lakers. Can't wait for that one. I believe, AD and LeBron are always game time decisions. I would love to see all the stars playing for this one, though, the night window primetime game. Before we get into these picks, though, we've got our normal 5-man slip for you. And I apologize, we couldn't make the show. We had all sorts of stuff happening right as we were trying to film it, and then Jordy had to bounce out, and then I'm like, I'll just do the video myself. And then I was filming the whole thing, got it all together, and then I realized all of my solo record stuff was set up for Prize Picks, and so I couldn't put the video out with Prize Pick stuff everyher.
Yeah, that was my bad. I had to get to the DMV to get my ID because I'm pretty sure I threw my driver's license away. So I had to bust it there before they closed. So that's on me.
Yeah, he was running out of time, and I was like, no sweat, I'll crank it out, and then it just, I tried, but sorry about that, guys. We got one here for you, though. We're excited about all these plays. So before we get into breaking down all these plays, though, if you've never signed up for Underdog, now's a perfect time. We have partnered up with them. We've been loving using their platform, and it's kind of exciting because Jordy is in a state where he's got the traditional pick'em going. I'm playing Champions right now because I'm in North Carolina, and they're legalizing sports betting. So Underdog is kind of in a transitional place where I'm at. So I'm just doing the Champions for now. And then I'm excited to see what we might have. Wait a minute. One of our plays. Okay. We'll have to decide.
A little bit.
To 7. Yeah. We'll go through the others and see if we want to take that still or not. But anyways, guys. So yeah, I've been playing Champions. We've been having a blast with it either way, though. And if you guys haven't signed up yet, use code BACKDOOR and they will match your first deposit up to $100. And they're going to give you instant pick'em specials. So they're going to help you get started off on the right foot with a couple of plays that should make sure you're headed in the right direction when you get started. There's a link in the description of the video. Just make sure you use code BACKDOOR. And they're running discount props on here all the time. So we had some today that we were getting into. It's a lot of fun. So definitely check that out. And let's talk about the plays we're going to be going over, and then we'll go through the recap of the last video. So we're going to run it back with Giannis Antetokounmpo with the 0.5 3-pointers made. He's still been hitting these just like we kind of predicted last time. Guys just leave him open and dare him to shoot it, and he's been dropping them lately. So we feel good about this one again against LA. We're taking Zion Williamson over 10.5 rebounds and assists. Feel really good about this play too. We had Isaiah Hartenstein at 6.5 rebounds. They just bumped it to 7 while we were, in the middle of doing our spiel here. So we'll kind of take a look at the data there and see how we feel about it. Clint Capella, we like this play, 11.5 rebounds and assists. And then Rui Hachimura, 3.5 first quarter points. He's been crushing that lately, so we're going to run it back with him. All right, so I'm going to pass it over to Jordy, and we're going to go over our recap real fast from the last slate we took.
Yeah, so in the last one, we were so close. I was actually really excited that this slate went so well. We had a couple close calls. We took Jordan Poole for over 2.5 rebounds. He killed this. He had this done in the first half. He went for 4 rebounds in the first half and didn't get another one. So he killed that for us. And then we took James Harden. This was a great find by Russo. We took him for over 32.5 PRA. He went for just 33, so we kind of eked it out, but he got it done. We also took the Giannis for 0.5 3-pointers made, and he hit that as well. And the 2 heartbreaks of the night was De'Aaron Fox. We took his rebounds and assists for over 10, and he was crushing this, and then he just took over in the fourth quarter and started scoring like crazy. So, I mean, there wasn't a rebound or an assist to be had by the Sacramento Kings, and if there was, it was Sabonis's. He had like 20 rebounds and 13 assists or something. But De'Aaron Fox, he was just not missing. I mean, he would take it down in the paint and do his typical little lean back shot, and it was hitting every time. D'Angelo Russell, my God, he had a terrible game. I am so sorry. I was so high on this play, and I think a lot of people were. I mean, I know on Prize Picks it was the #1 play. All of his were like his PA, his points, everything was like in the popular section with like over 100,000 takes. But we took him for over 18 points, and he only ended with 10. And he just had a terrible shooting night. I don't even really know like what his shooting percentages were, but I know he was like 1 for 7 from 3 or something like that. So just one of those nights where the guys are cold and they just can't get it going. So pretty unfortunate with that one, but close. We're getting there again.
Yeah, it's crazy how like D'Angelo can look. He was looking so insane the game right before that, and then he had just had an off night. It happens, you know. Guys fall out of their rhythm, and then they struggle to get back in rhythm sometimes, especially if the defense is like right up on them and stuff. So we'll bounce back here, and hopefully we'll get a sweep on this one for tomorrow. So before we break down these plays, I just want to tell you guys about Daily Grind. We always talk about it because we love their tools. We literally just got done making some League of Legends plays that we play overnight. We use Daily Grind for everything. Can't say enough about it. They've partnered up with us earlier on when we were first getting the channel rolling, and they approached us and they were just telling us like, we have some tools we really think you guys could utilize. So we started using them. We're like, oh my gosh, this is something we really feel comfortable presenting to our viewers, because we're not going to like present anything that we don't feel comfortable with ourselves, that we wouldn't use ourselves. So they are giving all of our viewers 25% off of all of their tools. Our favorite is the DFS Optimizer. We use it to seek out plays, and we also use it to confirm plays once we build a narrative around why we want to take a play. And honestly, if you guys are already Daily Grind users, you should definitely check it out like 30 minutes before games are about to start, because it'll start, there'll be these last minute props that pop up on all these platforms that aren't there all day, and Daily Grind catches them quick and shows you right where to go, and you can find some ridiculous plays right before game time. It's a lot of fun. So there's a link in the description of the video. If you go to dgfantasy.com and you just use code BACKDOOR, they'll hook you up with 25% off of any of their tools for your first month. So definitely check it out. All right, so let's start. I'm going to cover 3 of these. I'm going to start with Zion Williamson here. Is this where I've got him? No, that was the Hardenstein. Capella. All right, there's Zion. I'm going to have to refresh this. I apologize, but I want to see what the over-under is on this game. So we have a 225 over-under with the Pelicans favored by 8. So a relatively high scoring game. Not too concerned about a blowout with only an 8-point spread, but we'll see how that goes. It's the NBA, so anything could happen, but hopefully Philly's ready to bring it and keep this game close. If we hop over to Outlier here, what I have right here in front of us is the head-to-head. So the last 2 times, he's played them 3 times since late in 2022. Both of his games in 2023, though, he's gone for 13 and gone for 14. So far, so good. Every time he matches up against them, he goes way over the 10.5 line, which is where we're getting it now. If we look at his last 5 games, he's only gone over it twice out of his last 5, but he's had 2 games where he came pretty close to beating that line. In his most recent outing against Toronto, he went for 17. So he had 8 rebounds, 9 assists, and he's got a pretty solid matchup here. We've got the 76ers at 28th in rebounds allowed to power forwards and 13th in assists allowed. Let's check the injury report real quick. Okay, so Maxi's still out, DeAnthony Melton's still out, Joel Embiid obviously out, and Dyson Daniels is out, so that might be where a little bit of the bump in assists are coming from, because there's a little bit of a vacancy there, because that kid's pretty good at assisting the ball. But so yeah, keep in mind Maxi's out, so if you're uncomfortable with this play, just fade it. We're going to still take this because I think that he'll be able to get this done regardless. That last game, he only played 26 minutes and he went for 17. So I think even in a situation of a potential blowout with Maxey being out, I still think that he's going to get this done. He's been averaging over his last 5 games just 28 minutes, only 2 fouls, so he's not getting in foul trouble, but hopefully they're going to start boosting his minutes back up. I'm not saying this is for sure going to be the game, but I feel very comfortable at just him getting 11 before anything gets too out of hand. So we're going to be taking this for more. If we hop over to Daily Grind, take a look at this play. It's the top play that Daily Grind has for him on Underdog. They have it at a 53.95% odds to hit and a -139, so heavily juiced. When we have like FanDuel has this all the way up at 11.5. So we're getting it at 10.5. So that's a good sign if some platforms are not even comfortable getting it in at 11, like they're bumping all the way up to 11.5. Anyone that has it at 10.5 has got a minus 135 or higher. So this is super juice to go over. So we feel comfortable taking this play. And then I'm going to go to the Capella play real quick, 11.5 rebounds and assists. Let's take a look at this over under real quick. So we got a 215 over under or total, as some people prefer. And the Hawks are favored by 3. The reason we love this play is because Jalen Johnson's out for this game now. So let's take a look. We still have Nkonkwo out, and Jalen Johnson is now going to be missing this game. So that's like vacating like 8 or 9 rebounds that someone's going to have to grab, some from the opposing team and some from Capella. So if we look at Capella over his last 5, he's gone over this 4 out of his last 5. He's got 3 straight games with 12 rebounds and assists. So it's kind of right at his mark that he's been hitting. But these other games, I don't think Jalen Johnson, I know he wasn't out for all of these. I don't think he was out for any of these because I believe we took his rebounds and cashed them on Prize Picks that last game. But Capella's averaging just 23 minutes and 2.8 fouls. So on just 23 minutes, he's been cashing these 12s, and a 13. And on top of that, he's got a pretty solid matchup. If we hop over to centers, we've got the Grizzlies at 27th in rebounds allowed and 6th in assists allowed. Capella's been assisting the ball more than he typically does. He's got back-to-back games with 3 assists. So I really like this play, especially with Jalen out. So we're going to be taking this for more. If we hop over to Daily Grind, they have this as Capella's top play on Underdog as well. 52.98% odds to hit. They have it at a minus 134. Everyone else also has it at 11.5, and it's at a minus 129 is the lowest we're seeing. So everyone's juicing this one to go over. Okay, let's get to this Hartenstein play at 7. Let's see here. So we get a 208.5 over under with the Knicks favored by just 1.5 points. So we got a low scoring game with a low spread. So if we break this down a little bit, let me see. Okay, they don't have 7 flat on here, so I'm going to leave it at 6.5. We'll break this down. So he's come close to this. So I think what this does to us is just gives us a little bit higher chance of a push. He's gone over at 3 out of his last 5, and he's missed it by 1 in 2 of those games, but they've been easing him back in. He's just averaging 22.8 minutes per game, 2.2 fouls, not getting in foul trouble, but they've been kind of working him back in. We do have some notable injuries. I mean, Jalen Brunson's a game time decision. Let's see. He's still listed as questionable, so we'll keep a close eye on that. But Wendell Carter Jr. is also a game time decision. So if he ends up not playing, there's no notes on him. If he ends up not playing, that's going to be good for Hartenstein to grab even more rebounds. So I feel comfortable continuing to roll this. There's just a little bit higher chance of a push here. So go with your gut. If you have something you'd rather play, just fade this. But I feel like all this says to me is that there's a little bit higher chance of a push. So I'm comfortable taking it. If we hop over to Daily Grind, it hasn't updated yet. So what they had this at for 6.5 was a 53.69% odds to hit. So they had it heavily juiced to hit, and their odds were at a minus 137. So they had this, even their odds were juiced for this to go over. Everyone else that had it at 6.5, which a bunch of those may have changed too, I just haven't refreshed this yet, but they all had it at minus 132 is the lowest. So minus 135, we got some minus 150s. So I feel very comfortable with this. Just know that there's a little bit higher chance of it pushing. Yeah, that covers the 3 that I'm breaking down, and Jordan's gonna break down these other 2 for you real quick.
Sweet. Yeah, before I break these last 2 down, I just want to tell you guys about one of our other sponsors, and that is Chalkboard. Chalkboard has been so much fun for us. You can set your own lines on Chalkboard, so we could take that Hartenstein rebounds at 6.5 and bump it up to 7.5, 8.5 and get a higher multiplier. Or I could bump it down to 5.5 or 6.5, or 5.5, 4.5, and just get a 1.1x or a 1x for it. There's a lot of freedom to do what you want on that app, and now they're giving you the ability to insure your plays, down here on Underdog. you can like ensure your plays. You can do that now while setting your own lines on Chalkboard. So it's a lot of fun. They're iOS only right now, but you guys should totally go check them out if you have an iPhone. They're coming out with an Android version on March 18th. So for you Android users, stay tuned for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. And if you use code BACKDOOR when you're signing up at checkout, they'll match your first deposit up to $100. So if you put in 100, you'll get 100. You can put in whatever you want, but that's the best deal you can get with them. Yeah, so definitely go check them out. Links in the description. So to break these last two plays down, I'm just going to talk about Rui really quick because this isn't on Daily Grind. I know he might have Giannis on him in this game, but I'm still comfortable with it, man. Like, this dude's been on fire lately. I've been taking this play so much, and you know, he's just been doing this a lot, and it is matchup dependent. But this is a tough matchup, and I'm still going to take it because he's done this in harder matchups recently. Like against the Phoenix Suns, he went for 8 points in the first quarter, and they're like ranked number 1 against power forward. So, you know, it's a tough matchup for sure, but I feel comfortable. He's been getting a lot of the minutes in the first quarter. He's almost playing the entire first quarter. He's getting 8.3 minutes a game, and against Denver, he had 11.9 minutes, so he literally played the entire first quarter. Yeah, so I feel really good about this one. It's just a play that I've been playing a lot, and I feel comfortable taking. He's gone over this in 12 out of his last 20 games. The head-to-head, he missed it, but that was a while back. That was last year, early in the year, and you know, he's been really on fire with this first quarter prop lately, and I'm just gonna stay in the flames with it. So it's like one of those I've been playing, and I just kind of feel good about staying in the flames with it. So feel good about this one. If we look at injuries too, you know, Cam Reddish and Jared Vanderbilt, they are a game time decision. If they do play, it could be a little problematic for this play, but I don't think so because Rui's been getting the start, and with those guys just coming back, I don't think they'll be starting in the first quarter. They'll probably get subbed in later on, but we're just talking about first quarter here, so I still feel good about it. I think Rui's going to get those minutes again. So yeah, we like that play, and then the next play is this Giannis 0.5 3-pointers made. You know, there's not much to say about this one either, other than we're just staying in the flames with him. He's done this in 13 out of his last 20 games, so he's hitting threes. Great matchup, 28th in 3-pointers allowed to power forwards, giving up 2.9 a game, so the Lakers are struggling in that department. Rui is a pretty decent defender, but he's not going to be able to play the whole game, right? So it's like, you know, he's and it's Giannis. I mean, the dude's massive, and they kind of don't guard him. They don't respect him enough on the 3 line. Last time they played, he hit one, so, you know, people better start stepping up on Giannis because he's hitting 1 3 a game. But
Yeah.
That's all we need him for. So that's if we look on Daily Grind here, it's a 50.41% chance. This is about as 50-50 of his play as you can get, honestly. It just depends if he knocks it down or not. But he's shooting 2 a game, and he's shooting 53%, so that'll work. Some of these games he's shooting 5 threes. So, you know, in these last 2 games he shot 3 threes, and he hit 2 of them in 1. So we feel good about it. So that's all the plays for you guys.
All right. So yeah, like speaking of Chalkboard, I just wanted to tell you guys a little bit more about it. Like, if you watch our Prize Pick show too, we were really high on Grayson Allen. His last game, he went 8 for 8 from 3-pointer. He was playing good defense as always. He's capable of going nuts from 3-pointers, like we've talked about before. But with Booker out, he's getting so much more scoring opportunity. And so I went over to Chalkboard, and they had his PRA set at 21.5 or something like that, 23.5. And I bumped it all the way up to as high as it would go. The highest they would give it to me was 27.5, and it was a 3.97x. And he went for 32. So I was able to cash that. And then I also knew Jamal Murray has been going nuts with rebounds and assists. I bumped his line all the way up to 13.5 because he's been averaging like 14, 15 the last few games. And then I got a 3.63x on that play as well. I got a little bit too crazy with Jonathan Kuminga. I put him all the way up at 21.5 points. He went for 19 because they were giving me a 3.41x for that. And so I used the shield play, but this shield play that I built was a 5-man play. If I hit all 5 of them, I got 55x. And then the the 4 of 5, they still gave me 17x. So I just threw a little $2 play on here, ended up making 35 bucks off of just a little 5-man. So that's the kind of stuff you can do with Chalkboard. That's like such a blast, especially when you're on these other platforms and you see what they're giving it to us at, and then you see what Chalkboard is working with, and you can adjust it to what you think is going to happen. It's just a lot of fun. Definitely recommend it. Before we get out of here, I just want to hop over to our Discord and invite you guys to come check it out. We've been caching night after night. I always mention it, but the community's the best resource. We had another really great night. Everyone working together. We had some people, we had this one dude go for like 5,600 bucks tonight on a FanDuel play. He had a parlay that was not anything to do with what we were putting out there. He's a wild dude. He shout out to him though. I think his name's like Ant Get It Done or something like that.
You just passed it. It's right there.
Oh yeah, so Ant Do A Lot. Shout out, bro. He took Cade Cunningham to go over 30 plus points, Anthony Edwards to go over 40 plus points, and Jaylen Brown to go over 30 plus points. The dude's got some kahunas, and it hit, and he went nuts for like 5,600 bucks. So good job, bro. But yeah, together as a community, we put together all sorts of plays, and everyone's reaping the benefits. So if you guys want to come check this out, it's about 50 cents a day. There's a link in the description of the video. And once you go through to Discord, just go up to server subscriptions and subscribe, and it'll unlock all the channels for you. And you can hop in the community chat, let us know that you're new to the channel. We'll show you around, show you how we do everything. But we'd love to have you join us because the community really is the best resource. We have a blast. We're all going to be in here tonight. We all have League of Legends plays ready to start popping off here pretty soon. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for us. We really appreciate you tuning in. We're looking forward to having a good weekend. We hope you guys have a good weekend too. And we're about to drop our prize picks video next. So if you do prize picks too, stay tuned. We'll be with you guys in just a little bit here.
Good luck, guys.